This is a FAQ, if you will, frequently asked questions. For anybody that might be new to my page, my social media, my character as a whole, or anything of that nature, this video will serve as, besides just FAQ purposes, to help you understand a little bit more, which, yeah, obviously is what an FAQ primarily is used for, but I hope it will flesh out a little bit more on a deeper level who I am, what I'm about, than just the atypical surface of what you expect from most FAQs. So after that preface being out of the way, hi, my name is Sam Hayne, spelled Samhain. The name itself comes from Samhain, spelled the same, the original name prescribed to Halloween, a Celtic holiday originally, and I'm sure some more predate that. But that's the primary one of which we derive our current Halloween from. It was pronounced Samhain, spelled the same as Samhain. My purpose for saying my name the way I do and picking the name is my character has always been about bringing Halloween to people, always. I love the holiday, as do a lot of people, and I see no need or reason just because October is over for Halloween to be over. Yeah, that might mean no more haunted houses, no more trick-or-treating, but the essence of Halloween doesn't necessarily have to be over. It can be a lifestyle if you choose it to be, or it can be a frame of mind, depending on who you are. So, I took my name from the original name for Halloween, Samhain. The reason for my mispronunciation is purposeful. For those of you who might be Wiccan and think that I'm mispronouncing it and not knowing it and seek to correct me, don't. It's purposeful. The reason for that is supposed to be a bastardization of Samhain. I'm not a calendar. I'm not a physical manifestation of a holiday. Just the embodiment, just the mindset. So obviously I'm not going to choose the pronunciation to be the same. So I hope that explains that a little bit. But anyway, that's who I am. I'm Sam Hayne. I'm a clown of sorts-ish. I don't even necessarily prescribe the term clown to myself, even though my makeup is, yes, very reminiscent of a clown. I'm aware of that. I will use this video to hopefully answer some basic questions that have been asked quite a bit. And for anybody new, interested, possible investor, booking, what have you, this will answer anything that you might be curious about or any questions you might have. I am an entertainer, performer by trade. I have worked in haunted houses and the haunt industry since I was about 16. I am 26, going on 27 as of now. So, gives you an over 10-year veteran status, if you will. Worked at all types of different haunted houses and venues all across the U.S. I go out of my way to interact with as many people as possible in various ways and in different forms and under different circumstances as well, because each and every interaction socially is unique, dependent on the people involved as well as the circumstances that they meet. So each and every interaction can be unique, and it can be beneficial, I think. There's always a benefit to meeting somebody new. And I seek to help people benefit from meeting me. Not because of this this air of I'm important, I'm famous. No. I just merely seek to have our interaction be meaningful and have a purpose, as opposed to just, oh, I met this person. Secondly, I love scaring people. I love horror. My character is rooted in horror. I have inadvertently become somewhat of a horror icon, without meaning to be. But I love it, and I will continue to move towards that goal, whatever may be the cost, and hopefully be able to venture into other avenues that might not be the atypical while doing so. I feel like there's a lot of potential with what I do to be able to reach and impact a good variety of people and a good majority of people. So let's get to some atypical questions about myself. I feel that kind of summarizes who and what, and maybe what you can expect. I have grown up around the horror industry as well as the movie industry since I was young. My dad is a special effects makeup artist. He has been one for over 20 plus years. So I grew up and was raised around that environment, have seen it since I was very young, have become very comfortable with it. It doesn't necessarily have to be special effects or horror per se, but that realm is my comfort zone, and I enjoy it. I love being on set. I love being around movies. Always have. And I love watching them as well and being a viewer. Not necessarily taking part at times, but at other times, yes, taking part and being a contributing factor in the completion of those projects. At heart, I'm very artistic. I love to express myself in a variety of different ways, obviously. There was a video that I uploaded one year when I was working at a haunted house. There was no specific purpose behind it, and as a result, I garnered a huge following. The video went viral and continues to intermittently for no reason whatsoever. Sometimes it's due to social events going on, what have you, but it continues to go viral on and off. And other videos fetch a large fan following, if you will, or grabs people's attention. Primarily, yes, because of the physicality of what I look like. I'm a fucking dude who has contacts in and clown makeup and piercings. People want to know why. So, this will be for those of you that I speak of that are curious. Why? What's the purpose? Purpose is very simple, I think, but can get complex as the goals move forward. But the purpose in itself is to do what I love to do. I love performing. I love entertaining. I love interacting with people. So this is the way I do it, and have for years. But I've just seemed to have found a niche that hasn't been explored before. As far as I know, I'm the first of my kind. So it's a very unique opportunity. And I recognize that. But there isn't necessarily a playbook. So everything's a guessing game. But that's fun, in my opinion. Anyway, so let's get to the questions, because I don't want this video to run insanely long. I know the attention span of most people isn't that long, myself included. As I said, performer, entertainer. I've worked in haunted houses, I've acted in movies, I've done music videos, I've done meet and greets, I've done just private bookings as well, where I literally was just paid to just be present. A lot of people enjoy my company, my personality, and what I have to say, and what I have to bring to that environment. Is that unique? Yes. Is that an alien concept to a lot of people? Most definitely. But it is what it is. So I embrace it wholeheartedly and have decided to pursue it and go in head first, if you will. the primary questions I get asked quite a bit, first and foremost, are you a Satanist? I do not prescribe to any religion. I have a multitude of reasons why, of which I won't get into because they're not relevant at this moment in time, but I'm not a religious man. However, I don't bash other people having religion or choosing to prescribe to a religion or label themselves as a certain religious denomination. There's no problem with that. If that makes you happy, by all means. Do I use it personally? No. Do I prescribe to it? No. I simply ask the respect that I give to people who are prescribed to a certain religious denomination. You give me the same. That's it. Next question, or next frequently asked question, am I a juggalo? If you're not familiar with the term, it's prescribed to people who are fans of Insane Clown Posse, or their record label, or somebody under their umbrella of Psychopathic Records, which is their record label. I am not a juggalo. I do not listen to ICP. I'm not a fan of theirs. Do I put them down or, criticize them? Not at all. They're artists in their own right doing what they do. I just do not find anything that I can identify in their culture. It's not for me. I don't care for it. That's just me. But no, I'm not a juggalo. Don't prescribe myself to the ideals that they embody. Don't care for their music personally. Let's see, what's another one? My nails. These are acrylic press-on nails. I glue them on. They are made for me by one of my sponsors. I have several sponsors which provide clothing, makeup, jewelry, nails, contacts, what have you. I'm very self-sufficient in that aspect. My nail sponsor in particular, she's a very talented lady. She has an Instagram account. She does accept commissions and suggestions and requests. You can find her on Instagram. It's perfect_10_AU. Look her up on Instagram and tell her I sent you if you would like. But she is my nail sponsor. She creates and designs with input from me, of course, sometimes very minimal, sometimes more than other times. Input from me, and then she creates. That's her artistic form. I can't do that. I can put them on, I can glue them all day. So that's where my nails come from. You can see this is one style that I've had for a little while, and this is another style that she created for me. This style was the original style. They're stiletto nails, so they're not permanently on there like acrylics. I have had acrylics done before. Moving on, all my piercings, yes, are real. None of them are fake. The safety pins in my lip, those are real as well, obviously. None of the stuff on my face is prosthetic. It is all my face. The only thing that's not real or comes with me as is the makeup, obviously. Let's see, what else? There isn't any pictures in existence of me without makeup. The reason being, I do not... Sorry. I value my privacy, and I like to keep it separate. My public, i.e. me being Sam Hayne, versus my private me without the makeup. Because that is, by the way, the only difference. I like to keep those two separate. It affords me the ability to blend when I choose to, and be more or less incognito. If you do see me out in public and you're pretty sure it's me without makeup, be respectful, please. Don't run around screaming that it's me. I'd appreciate that. And it's not I have anything to hide. It's not that I'm ashamed. It's not that I'm shy. And I don't use the makeup to do what I do. I'd be able to do this regardless. It just became what I'm known for. And I choose to continue in that fashion. and I like my privacy, so please be respectful of that. But there are no pictures. If you believe you have one, keep it to yourself. Kudos, you have a picture. I will say this, my management team, if they find any picture, whether it is in fact of me or not, even if it's just a suggestion and it's posted on my page, you will most likely be subsequently banned from the page because it's irrelevant, it's not necessary, it benefits nobody, and there's really no merit. So please keep that in mind as well. No, this is all makeup, none of it is tattoo. Do I have tattoos? Yes, quite a bit. Do I share some of them? On occasion, but again, I'm private, very much so to a degree. Just to give you a brief synopsis that I feel might answer some questions personality-wise. I was born in New York, Queens, grew up in the Bronx. So Queens, New York, grew up in the Bronx to be specific. I feel that I have New York to thank for a majority of my personality and why I am the way I am. I pride myself on being very upfront and blunt and brutally honest. I don't see any other way to be. And so there's that. Makeup. It takes me about 20 minutes, makeup specifically, to apply. The reason being that it's so short. I've been doing it for over 10 years. I would hope I'd be good at it. If I wasn't, I could foresee a problem. I also do have prosthetic teeth that I wear when I'm doing usually events or videos or stuff like that. They're very iconic, they're very long, very reminiscent of Stephen King's It. I do not wear those when I'm talking or doing live feeds or meet and greets or anything that requires me to converse because it's very difficult to talk with them in. But I do wear them quite a bit. They're fitted over my teeth, they're custom made, which I might possibly be collaborating with the person who created them originally and offering reproduction sets possibly in the future. Let's see what else. Excuse me. I do have a girlfriend. I am not single, and I do not foresee myself being single anytime soon and have no desire to be single. I ask that you be respectful of such. I am not interested in nasty comments or pictures. They don't do anything for me. Don't send them. I'm very happy. So, I don't mind discussing things in our society and culture, whether it be relationships, what have you, but I don't talk a ton about my personal life. I only talk about what's relevant, so keep that in mind as well. I talk about a myriad of topics, so if you do decide to follow me, or you have started following me, but you're not sure what to expect, anything and everything. And suggestions are a big part of what I do, as is user interaction. If you're a fan, a follower, or a little one, which I'll explain that momentarily, whatever you choose to label yourself as, I love input, always. Constructive criticism, support, what have you, doesn't matter. I want to hear what you have to say on it. Will I do something about it? Maybe not. Do I respect your right to have an opinion? Absolutely. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do anything because of it, but I do value it. The little ones, by the way, is something that I use to term all my fans and followers. Little ones, for those of you who don't know, usually is used in a different realm that is associated with BDSM. That's not what I mean by it. I mean little ones, and I've explained this before. And it might get a little hippie and preachy there momentarily, I apologize. Little ones basically boils down to, we are all in the grand scheme of things. I swear, I apologize. They're constantly looking for me. I'm just kidding. I can't get away. They want me so bad. Not really. Little ones, we're in the cosmic grand scheme of life, or what have you, we're all little. We're insignificant. We're a dime a dozen. Nothing is inherently special about any of us in particular. It's what you put in that is special, in my opinion. What you strive for. So, I even liken myself to be a little one. Not because I follow me, but we're all little ones. Does that make sense? I believe so. But that's just what I use, that leads me to the next topic, or momentary topic. The cult of Sam Hayne and the worship me tagline that I use. The cult of Sam Hayne. What is that? Am I an actual cult? Am I a cult leader? No. If you really have to ask that question, I'm not sure I want you as a follower. If you're just curious, that's fine. But if you believe I'm actually a cult, you're probably stupid. Cult is synonymous with negative. It's got negative connotations to the word cult, because in our culture, it usually is negative. I like to make people question their beliefs, their standpoints, what they've become, their comfortability. I just like to push the envelope and challenge people constantly, because I feel nobody does anymore, and hasn't for quite some time. I want to be that. I want to be what people love, hate, all at the same time. And I think I've accomplished that to a point. The cult of Sam Hayne literally is this. It's a gathering of like-minded people. I have collected, inadvertently to some degree, and purposely to another degree, a group of people that are artistically minded, like different alternative mindsets and styles, and have collected in one place. Furthermore, what I seek to do moving forward is to create, with my company, Sam Hayne Industries, an artists collective, if you will. A company that embodies a different frame of mind, a different way of thinking, and as such will deliver products that could be created and delivered nowhere else. So that's me in a nutshell with the Sam Hayne Industries, and etc., etc. And then lastly, the worship me tagline that I use. I don't expect anybody to worship me. I don't consider myself a god or anything of that nature. I don't embellish stories about myself. I don't hold myself to a high level. I take everything in jest. I don't take myself that seriously, and I don't expect anybody else to. Everything's tongue-in-cheek. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. It's life. Live it. That's it. Worship me, where does that come from? What's the purpose? Literally boils down to worship yourself. That's my personal beliefs. And I encourage other people to investigate it. Not necessarily prescribe to it. Just question everything. Always. Why? It's healthy. It's healthy. Change is good. And I'd like people to recognize that. Just because that's what you've done for 10 years, 5 years, 2 months, doesn't mean that's what you're destined to do your entire life. And who is that up to? What is your destiny, if you believe in such a thing? Where does that come from? You. So you have the ability and the choice to change it if you so choose to. But I encourage people to look into other options, other frames of mind, other opinions, other stances. People that don't want to don't belong on my fucking page. Also, my page is predominantly older people. I have a disclaimer that my page is 18 and up. Can I control it? No, not necessarily, because anybody and everybody has access to the internet nowadays. Quick side note, if you're a parent and you come on my page and you happen to watch this video and you're irritated or upset or angry and you want to go run to your closet and grab your pitchfork and your torch because your child is emulating something I'm doing or saying, shut the fuck up, get the fuck off the computer and learn how to fucking parent. Stop watching Dr. Phil and learn that your involvement in your child's life is more instrumental than some motherfucker on the internet who has clown makeup on. The only reason that I am more influential in their lives than you is because you don't pay enough attention to them. Keep that in mind. Children are always going to reach out to somebody or emulate somebody that they look up to. That's just the name of the game. That's how it is. I did it, and I'm sure I continue to do it deep down inside. However, that doesn't mean I'm going to do exactly what they do. More importantly, if I was doing everything that they were doing, why is that? That's the thing you need to understand. You need to question why. Probably because you're not there for them as a parent should be. So learn to parent your child and make sure you're monitoring their internet usage instead of pointing the finger at somebody who's not at fault. Go back to the source, sweetie, which is your house, not mine. I digress. This video is going to be a little bit longer than I intended, but I feel it will summarize everything I hope to. Those are the primary questions I get asked a lot. I'm sure there are some that I'm missing. But I ask you, if you're a new follower to my page, you're curious about something, do some investigation. See if you can't figure out the answer to said question yourself. Because chances are I've already answered it. Do I mind? Not at all. But it gets repetitive. It gets irritating after a while. But I don't mind, because I'd rather, and I said this in my live feeds several times, I'd rather questions over judgment any day. If you don't know something, ask, by all means. I do have quite a bit of fans. A big thing with me, and I've said this before, is user interaction. Am I physically capable of interacting with every single one of you on an individual basis? Absolutely not. I'm only one person. I can only do so much. I try my best. Don't take personal offense to it, and don't think I'm directly and purposely ignoring you. I have a life. This is a big part of it, yes, but I have other stuff I do, and I need you to understand that and respect that. If I do acknowledge, reach out to you, respond to a message, write you a letter back, what have you, awesome. I can't do it for everybody, but I do try. That's more than I can say for most quote-quote celebrities, which I don't consider myself one. I consider myself infamous, for lack of a better term. Connected with that, bookings-wise, what do I do? I've done haunted houses for years. As I said earlier in the video, I've done music videos. I'm very fond of music. It depends on what the person who's trying to book me is looking for. Are you looking for just a visual aspect? Are you looking for somebody to speak their mind, a vocal, a combination of the two? I don't know, input, creative, creative input, what have you. I've been contracted for all sorts of things. So if you're interested even to that point, like, what do you do? I want to see what I can apply you to. Honestly, a better recommendation for you would be to reach out, express the project you're working on, and see if I could possibly assist in some way if that's what you want. I have quite a bit of sponsors. I promote clothing brands, contact companies, jewelry companies, makeup companies, what have you. But I will state with that, I do not endorse companies I do not agree with. I do not endorse companies whose products I do not feel are up to par. I only endorse companies I personally would buy. I like their style, I like their products, and I think they are top quality. I refuse to, in my opinion, sell out and promote something that is subpar. I will not ever do that. So if you hear me quote plug something, there's a reason for it. Do you have to buy it? No, it's entirely up to you. But it is what it is. So I feel that's we've reached a half-hour mark in this video. It's 30 minutes, a brief summarization of who I am as Sam Hayne, an entertainer, performer, clown of sorts, who is a social media personality, who I've become an entity in my own right. I'm aligned with several different companies, several different projects, and I always seek to do something creatively. I always have something that I want to embark upon and share with the world. And you might like it, you might hate it. I don't know. I don't really care. I still want to do it, and I still want people to see it. Does it matter how many? No. Does it matter how big a following I have at the end of the day? No, I could give a shit, honestly. What's important to me is, does somebody enjoy what I do besides myself? Cool. Did I have fun? Yeah, that's all that matters. If somebody else takes something from it indirectly or directly, I don't know, perceives something that maybe wasn't implicitly stated or wasn't the direct purpose for it, why not? Somebody benefits from it, by all means. So, it's very intricate, but on the surface, it's not. It's very simple, but it can get deeper if you want to investigate that much more. I mean, it's entirely up to you. But if you are new, in closing, welcome to the cult of Sam Hayne. I'm glad you found us and myself. I hope you enjoy being a part of this collective that I've helped establish and continue to promote and create. I hope you enjoy what I have to show and share, and likewise, everyone else. Your input is valued by all means, always, and always will be. And just always challenge what exists in our society. Just because it exists and it's been the norm doesn't mean it has to stay that way. It's not written in stone. And even if it is, who wrote it in stone? Question it. Always question it. There's nothing wrong with that. So, and any prospective clients, bookings, etc., everything can be found on my page. Everything's pretty easily manageable. The upcoming website will make it a little bit more easy as well to contact, book, etc., and request specific services as well. And moving forward, there will be a lot more to offer and a lot more to gain in all avenues. So, I hope that answers a majority of your guys' questions for the most part. I think that's about it. I might do a follow-up to this, maybe not, but I hope this covers just about enough, and this video is going to be the one I reference to in regards to when I get asked atypical questions that I haven't asked 5 million times. So, I appreciate you tuning in and watching. I hope this answered your questions, and